I really believe in marriage. But one thing is true, it has to be a marriage that is going to benefit the child. And because I mean, there are marriages that are toxic, that you're
Yeah.
arguing and fighting in front of your kids, and you're teaching your kids to stay in something that's bad.
TJ, here's the truth though. And I hear this sometimes, but the fact of the matter is this: if y'all are together, the child just stands a better chance. Having a man in the household, the child will do better, regardless of if there is friction between the mother and the father. So, but and I have another question for you specifically. Do you feel like it was your you aging that allowed you to be more? Like, was this something that happened as you got older, that you allowed yourself to be more feminine and allowed to rely on a man a little bit more? Because, okay, here's the thing. There's an idea in this community that when women get to a certain age, they begin to be more open to other people, or more interested in other people that they weren't interested in their 20s, because they have less options. Do you think that was the case for you?
Well, I say it's less options because you're not out as much, and that is definitely the truth.
Right.
I think I allowed myself to be open to, yeah. In answer to your question, yes, I think I allowed myself to be open in ways that I probably wasn't when I was in my 20s, because I had my daughter at 27, so I was kind of late even then. So, but I never had a problem pulling men. But definitely, as you get older, as you get older, you're competing with those who are younger.
Yeah.
Who are tighter and brighter and don't have a kid. So,
Right.
it's not a bad thing to say, because it's the truth, but you have to find, I don't think I settled, because I've had the high value man. Her father was a high value man. But what always meant to me more than anything is how you value me.
I have another question, TJ.
Yes.
Why did you, if you didn't believe him, if you felt like he was a liar, if you felt like your relationship was built on shaky ground, why did you carry a child for him?
Oh, because, and that's another thing, I can be completely honest. You can justify anything to yourself if you try hard enough. You can,
Right.
I believe, because I did love him and I did not want to have an abortion. I felt at that juncture that, in as much as it was not planned, I felt, okay, I need to grow up. I laid down and got pregnant. I need to grow up and have this baby. And I can only speak for me, but in all actuality, my daughter was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it forced me to grow up. Now, with that said, I was not going to continue to perpetuate that. And here's another thing: when people say, "Oh, I just got pregnant, I slipped up, got pregnant," that's a damn lie. Because here's the thing.
Thank you. Go and talk to him. Go ahead and talk to him, CJ. I'm happy you said that. That's a damn lie.
I can say this now because when I got pregnant with my daughter, that was 27 years ago. I was on the pill, half-ass taking my pill. That was 27 years ago. Okay, peep game. After I had her, if I didn't take shit else, I took my birth control pill every day and never got pregnant again. So it's amazing how that works. If you don't want to get pregnant, you won't.
Ain't gonna be. And that's something that we talk about in terms of single motherhood, being able to be eradicated by women if they understand their options before they get pregnant. I appreciate you for coming on, though, TJ. Let me go ahead and get to the next person. I appreciate you. Okay, y'all. I like that. We got some positivity from that. I like that people have individual stories that you can apply these messages to. So, for example, she talked about, and I asked her, I pushed back a little bit on this. Do you feel like with age you became more relaxed and more acceptant of men that you wouldn't have accepted before? This is a way to question, but in a respectable way, so that you get an honest answer. And she admitted to it. Yeah, I mean, as you get older as a woman, so that concept in red pill community with anecdotal evidence there is correct. All right. And I see it all the time. You see women, they get a little older and they start to understand what a man actually wants. And then lo and behold, they end up getting married, or unfortunately for a lot of women, 30% of women over the age of 35 will actually get married. So for a lot of women, it just doesn't ever work out and they become bitter. But luckily it worked out for her. So let's keep going. Let's see who else is on here. Let's get a woman in here. Naila. What's going on, Naila?
Hi.
Naila?
Yes, Nyla.
Nyla. Okay, what's going on, Nyla?
I was not expecting to be brought on this soon. I just came on.
Yeah,
Okay,
we have a ladies first policy.
let's see. Okay. Well, I just came on, and so I just caught the very end of what that last lady said. And so what I'm going to say right now is probably not going to be received very well. But I'm just going to be very honest. I'm 43 years old, and I was raised with all women. And the career that I have, I deal with women for the last 17 years. I do mammograms. I deal with women all day. And so everything that that lady said sounded absolutely wonderful, right? But what I want men to listen to and understand, young and old, that everything a woman says is complete garbage and lies. And
All right.
I know that sounds horrible, right? We're not supposed to say that, right? The part that I heard her say is that when her husband comes home, she has the meals cooked, she has this done and that done, and everything's perfect. And that sounds awesome. And hopefully she does do that. But I want men to understand that everything that comes out of a woman's mouth is a lie. She
So
doesn't even.
no, Nyla, you understand that you put us in a paradox there because we shouldn't believe you then. We shouldn't believe you then, huh?
The only time, listen, here's
Look,
no, but
look,
listen,
let me
no,
backtrack. We shouldn't
no, no, no.
believe you. We can't listen to if all women are
The
lying with
only
everything they
listen,
say.
I got you, but the only time that a woman should be listened to or taken seriously is when she is in full submission to a man. That is the only time that you listen to anything that a woman has to say.
Okay.
And
Okay, I'm gonna
yes.
let you cook up. I'm gonna let you cook up. But go
No,
ahead.
I'm not cooking, but I want men to understand this because I've dealt with women for so long and I understand the nature of a woman. And the nature of a woman, what we do is we lie and we deceive, even to ourselves. The thing about a woman is we don't even realize the lies and deceit that um, that we're capable of. We lie to ourselves. So, for men, what I hope to tell men is in your life and in your pursuits, never make a woman your pursuit, your life, or your happiness. Because the
Bingo. I
end of,
completely agree with you. I
yes,
completely agree with you.
right. And
You should be selling your ship to the island, and if she want to get on your ship, she gotta trust you to lead. That's
that's
how.
it. That's it. And I think the downfall of most men, in particular black men, is that you put your hope and faith and love and everything into a woman to give you happiness and comfort. And I understand that because we're beautiful and we're soft and you guys want the comfort of us. And I get that. I understand all that, but never make a woman your pursuit. Even that woman that was there, a lot of men will listen to that and say, yeah, I'm gonna seek after that. I'm gonna seek it out after a woman that does all that. Even that woman and even me, I'm a married woman and I do my duties, but I do it with bitterness because that is the nature of a female. Even
Well,
when
here's the
we're,
thing, Nyla.
yes,
Here's the thing. I mean, we
mhm,
all have to do things that we don't want to do. A lot of men don't want to work
yes.
42 hours a week to provide for their family, but they'll go and do it.
But it's the
Okay, because
difference
they
with a
have to.
woman, though. It's the difference with a woman, though. We do it with great bitterness. Now, if we get to a point where we submit and we do it, that's a good thing. But you don't praise that in us. That's what we're supposed to do. But in 2021, to find a woman that willfully submits, that is dang near impossible. Now, mind you, I'm like that last woman. I do somewhat all the things that she said. Now she's full of crap because we don't do that every single day. She's full of crap. I'm about the best woman you're gonna find, and I don't even do that every day.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Nyla. My wife cook just about every day, unless we want to go eat out.
Okay, I'll give you
So
that.
you
I'll
know,
give you that. But that is a rare thing, very rare. So even a woman that proclaims I do everything perfectly all the time, she's still full of crap. But the majority, yeah, you've got the diamond in the rough, and that's awesome. But over a lifetime, very rare. And so if you do find one that does do that some of the time, I think that's a great thing. That's awesome. But at the end of the day, even your own wife, you still have to understand the true nature of a woman. Our nature
Yeah, see,
is to lie and
I'm not
deceive.
I'm not opposed to people doing things while bitter, as long as you do it. Okay.
Exactly, and
A lot of
that's what
things
I'm
that
saying.
a
Yes,
lot of things
I
that a
agree
lot
with
of people
that.
have to do. Majority of life is doing things you don't want to have to do to get to where you got to
Absolutely.
get. So, I
I agree
mean,
with that. But see what a woman
regardless
will
of if
do.
she's
Here's
bitter
the
or
thing.
he's bitter.
Here's the difference between a man and a woman. You guys will do things like you'll go to your job every day, 10 hours a day, and you'll do it out of bitterness, and you'll admit, hey, I'm bitter. But what a woman will do is what that last woman did. Oh, I do it every day, and I do it perfectly, and and we'll lie, because that's what we do. We won't admit. I admit, sometimes I do my duties out of strict bitterness. And I'm a good woman. So you can imagine what a foul woman is like. And so that's what I'm saying. And I don't want to say your wife, yes, your wife is perfect. I got that. But what I'm saying is a typical woman, we will do the things out of bitterness, but won't admit it. We don't have it in us.
And
yes.
you know what's interesting about this is I actually tell men a little bit about this. I don't say that you do it all out of bitterness, but I say that women
vast majority
demonstrate aggressive behavior through manipulation, and a lot of men, and because when men are demonstrate aggression is through physical violence, and this is just generally speaking. So obviously women can commit physical violence and men can manipulate, but generally speaking, men demonstrate aggression through physical violence and women demonstrate aggression through manipulation. And I couldn't agree with you more in terms of the manipulation, but I didn't know it was as bad as you saying.
No, it's really bad. And so that's the unfortunate thing, because that's why I said when I came in, I'm a woman. I've been a woman for 43 years. I grew up with all women. My job, I deal with nothing but women. So I know the ins and outs of a woman. And even though I say this as a woman, y'all still don't believe me. Y'all still don't believe me when I say the evilness of a woman. Y'all, no, it can't be. It can't be. There's so many. No.
Oh, you preaching to the choir right now. We as red pill people, a lot of people are in. A lot of people in here, we understand just how bad it can get. I did a video maybe a couple weeks ago of a woman that lied and said that the father did the R word to the three children three of his children. These were three of his children. And she told, because they separated, she told the three girls that happened when they were younger. And so they grew up for 25 years resenting their own father because of manipulation. And that's what I try to explain to people, to men. Be careful and tread lightly, because a lot of women will manipulate you into thinking that women are a certain way until they get you. And then that's when they got you. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you.
I get that story, but that's the worst. That I saw that story. That is the worst of a woman. What I'm trying to express to all the men on your channel, that's the worst. What I'm talking about is the best of women that you can see. Even that woman is full of deceit and lies. That's what I'm trying to get men to understand. And it's like I'm not believed. Even the best of women is full of nothing but lies and deceit. Now she can hide it.
What do you have to say to the people that says you're projecting, that this is just a you thing, that this is maybe something that you just feel? Do you have any?
Yes. As far as women, I could care less what a woman thinks. And what I'm saying to men, that's how you all need to be. I believe absolutely in the authority of men. It's unfortunate what's happening in the society right now, where unfortunately men are being castrated. And my hope is that the men that hear my voice, you guys can easily get lured in by our seductiveness, our beauty, our lies, our temptation. We're like sirens. I
completely agree.
Right. But I care about society. And what I'm saying is, as men, you're going to have to get control of yourselves. Get control of
okay.
Okay.
I was going to ask you where, because a lot of people are picking up what you're putting down, basically. So I'm gonna allow you to keep talking for sure. But why do you think that there isn't a resentment, a continuous resentment? And it's something that I'm going to dig into. Actually, I am actually going to research this as a topic and maybe talk about this in my content. And this is why I have people on to have conversations, because it adds to my content. But why do you think that women have this, like this this just resentment to men, or the task that they have to do? And do you think that there's a woman that's going to be happy? Is there a woman that maybe isn't traditional, or a woman that doesn't want to take care of the house that's happy? Do you feel like this is just anything women do, they're going to be resentful?
Okay. Well, that's you said a lot there. So
Okay,
it's hard
okay.
for
I'll
me to
say
figure
okay.
out
Yeah,
which
I do.
one
I
to
have a thing with
pick.
that, but okay, I'll ask it to you like
Okay.
this. I'll do it a little
Yeah, to make it
quickly.
a little bit simple. So,
Okay. Where do you think the resentment comes from?
in women,
Yes. Why
oh,
do they just resent everything they have to do? By your
oh,
logic, of course.
okay, and I'm gonna try really hard not to be like religious, but I'll just say this: there's certain roles. And this is my belief. There's certain roles. The role of a man is to be the leader, to be the head. You guys are creators. You guys are explorers. All these things. The role of a woman, our whole entire role is to help man, is to help you guys, to make it comfortable for you as you guys go out and explore. And we resent that because we don't want to take, we don't want to be a help. We want to be in front. We want to be, you know what I mean, the main thing. We don't like that role of being just a help to you guys. We don't like that. We accepted that for centuries. But in this modern day and age, all of a sudden that's not good enough. I can do everything a man can do. No, we cannot. And so we resent it. And we want to be the head. We want to be the leader. We want to, you know what I mean, control all these different things. No, that is the position of a man. And we don't like it. And so we challenge
Okay.
it.
So it's just a competition amongst men and women in a woman's eyes. They see it as
Exactly. Mhm.
you get to do things, so why can't I? And you believe that this is all women and all women resent men. And that's, I mean, I could
Well,
see
in
its
a sense,
correlation with what's going on now in terms of women wanting quote unquote sexual liberty. Even that makes no sense.
right.
And women wanting to go out and quote unquote become career women when, I mean,
I'm
statistically
going to
speaking, a
say it
lot of
this
times
way.
it's just jobs. It's not a
I'm
career.
going
It's
to
just
say,
jobs.
exactly. I'm going to say it this way. And this way, with this term, I think you'll get what I'm saying. Penis envy. We
Okay.
envy. We envy your power. We don't understand. At the end of the day, you have men and women. We have our own role. We're not satisfied with it. And here's where I don't want to get religious, but it is religious. We're not happy with the God, with the role that we were created to have, and that is as a help meet. Like a lot of people, we're just not satisfied with the way God made us. We're just not happy, and so we have to combat it. We have to fight it. All these different things. And here's where we are today in 2021 with a bunch of women unhappy with our roles as help meet. That's all we're here for. And that's an awesome role. It's an important role, but we want to
I
fight it.
agree. Yeah, I agree. So where do you think it goes from here? Where do you think if men and women have been in a position with some of the modern technologies that men have created, obviously,
Yeah.
with some of the modern luxuries, where do you think this goes? Where do you think it go? Do you think it just continues to
Oh,
get worse and worse and worse, and the resentment against men just gets to the point where women try to overthrow men and it becomes a silverware? Like, where do you think this genuinely goes?
oh, you want me to be honest? Honestly, I believe we are too far gone. And I love the manosphere because I love what you guys are saying and preaching, but honestly, we're too far gone. You're going to save a few women, and a few women will hear this message and will do right. But as in society as a whole, we're gone. I don't think we'll ever get back to the point in time that we were in for thousands of years, where women were fully understanding their roles and their positions. We can never get back to that. We're way too far gone.
So where
We
does it go?
still,
Does it go just to a society of individuals, or where does it lead to? Does it lead to a war? Does it lead to you get what I'm saying? Because usually
I get what
when
you're
there are
saying.
opposing superpowers don't pass each other or surpass each other without a war. So what I'm saying is
Right.
where does this go?
Okay, it goes to where we are right now, and I think a lot of people don't realize what we're in right now. We're in a point in time, and I think I've heard these excuse me, sorry, statistics before, where what is the single mother household percentage? I think it's like, what is it, like 70 something percent,
78% of
80,
children born out of wedlock.
right? And especially in the Black community, it's worse. So that's where we're going. We're already here. We're not going anywhere. We're here. This is it. Now, I believe, and you keep fighting the battle to the bitter end. And so that's why I support the manosphere. I kind of deny my own femininity, my own ways, and I go along with what I'm supposed to do. But we're done. But I support your efforts to fight. You fight to the end, but there's no turning this ship around. We're done.
Wow. That's a pessimistic message there, Naila.
No, it's not pessimistic. It's just realistic. But it's not pessimistic in the sense I'm not saying give up, put out the white flag. I'm saying keep fighting. I believe in fighting to the bitter end. But the reality is the reality. How do you turn this around? And if you're, I don't know if your platform is focuses on Black Americans, or is it for everybody?
Well, I think you turn it. The only way I could see it really turning around is if you educate people on how they can personally benefit from unionships, in terms of just money, finances, the quality of life that you may go on to live, and the quality of life your children may go on to live. I think that we have to stop marriages just being built on love, because love is an emotion that's slippery.
Absolutely, I agree with you. But if I can add this, though, I agree with you. But how many subscribers do you have, and how many people does social media as a whole reach? It reaches millions. And so that indoctrination, how does someone like you, or the few channels out there, how do you turn around an indoctrination that has been planned for a long time? You can't. I'm not saying that you stop, but I'm saying that keep going forward, but we are too late. And I keep saying this, even me, I'm a woman that knows to submit. I fight it myself. So how does somebody like me that understands all these things, I still fight my feminine nature? So how do you give this message to women that have been indoctrinated by women, you're queens, you're gods, you're this, you're strong, all these? How do you fight that? It's not possible.